Any questions or concerns, or? You, sir, do you have any questions?
Yeah.
I want to know,
Okay,
so we can't put anything on your catalog anymore. Right?
we're gonna go over that, yeah.
So sometimes your loads, you gotta be carrying equipment all the time. Sometimes you can't put equipment on the trailer because the loads
Okay,
are
your chair.
messed up.
This one, mine.
What do you guys, are they doing anything about putting rats on the side of the trailer? I mean, we're all seeing put stuff.
Where are the powers that be? Not here today.
They won't be here.
Oh, just you?
Just me and Chavo.
That's all the power we need.
So, what, I mean, just get creative where you, I mean, you can put it on your trailer.
On a load of half off.
What about on your, where your landing gear is? Or how much tonnage are you taking?
You need at least 6 pieces of it you go pick up. You can't fit 6.
So the hardest thing with this is that, and I'm gonna show you the bills, is that when stuff is carried there, every once in a while, the strap will fall through because somebody doesn't secure it right. It gets wrapped around the drive line, and then it picks up on the air lines and the electrical lines, and rips it all out. And it's huge expensive. I mean, it's almost like having an accident.
Okay, in the left, too.
Yeah,
Just
then we
tell
gotta,
them to remove the drive
then we
line.
gotta go send Chavo out there with the tow truck, and drag you out the spirit truck, and drag down the back, unless it's too far away, and then we get pretty much ready. So, it's a hard thing, and right now, they're, you know, the expense to add them to the trailer would be big, but I've asked them to do that, kind of like, systems?
System.
Yeah, system has.
A lot of companies have them now.
Everybody except us.
So you can put a.
Oh, nada.
I just tie it on the hood.
Yeah,
You need to know.
yeah, don't see how.
So say each one of those racks costs $80 times 300. That's how much?
22,000.
24,000.
It's too early Saturday, okay?
I asked her one time when we were out there, asked David, I said, how come we don't, I used to work at, anyway, he said that you can't add nothing on them. That's how they are. You have to buy a trailer with them on it. The box, you can't weld them, because it's something to do with.
Well, you can't weld it, right?
He
shouldn't.
Buy insurance, maybe, I don't know what he meant. He said you can't.
The
You
trailer,
guys just fine on that. I know.
It would need to be done from the manufacturer, maybe. Well, not to be legal, but the manufacturer to be covered.
Over at Empire, we used to cut the back of the truck off and weld on ramps for all of our removable neck trailers. We did it. And then they got all pissed off because we were welding to the cast iron, which is what your guys' pistol is made of. If you know how to weld, you should be able to do it. Yes. Yes.
We have a, yeah,
Oh, okay.
we have a communication issue, okay, between dispatch and the driver, okay? When a dispatcher goes on vacation for 2 or 3 days, nobody knows. Nobody has, when Kelly left, went on vacation and her mom passed away,
Yeah.
nobody knew Kelly was gone for over a week. It's really, we have this type, this fancy little thing, Samsara, that you send messages on, Chavo sends messages on, we get our loads on, and all this kind of crap. We need to make sure that when someone's gonna be out of the office, they dispatch, they send out a little note, hey driver, so-and-so is gonna be out of office for 3 days this week, call these people instead. Because it's not fair for whoever's off, Kelly, Tara, whoever, to have their phone be blowing up by drivers that they don't know that they're off. And it's something that is, I don't know about anybody else, but it's starting to be quite annoying. Okay, you call, Tara, just say Tara's off for 3 days, nobody knows, but she's in charge of the CNC backhaul. everybody goes to California with the CMC load, now they're blowing her up. Want to know about her load? Well, nobody knows she's off, they're contracting more than her kept.
You know when they're going?
Fair.
Where are you
Do you know
We
when
will, I'll address that on Monday.
I'm gonna make you.
Are you gonna try to get out of
And
there?
No, and that's totally easy, but a lot of guys, so this is just from the office standpoint, and I'm not saying it to you guys. Most of the people that show up here at the meeting are really good. But with that said, I'll have guys that are quitting or will fire, and they come in with their tablet, and I go through the tablet and I clean it up. Some people had 22 messages. So people won't read those sometimes.
We can't leave.
But, huh?
I don't delete them off.
You don't. You don't, it just, the
They have
next
email
message
signals?
is at the very bottom.
So they haven't even opened them. It just shows.
No, there was like 20 something messages.
Well, when
I'm
you
like,
receive a message, it pops up on the screen so you can read it and then dismiss
So
it.
you can
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can hit
Yeah,
play.
when you're driving, it pops up on the screen, the message, you can glance at it, or you can even read it back to you, it'll read the message to you.
Yeah, you
You're
get,
wanting to send people messages as they're
You get-
driving and I'm getting calls on them and stuff, so that's pretty.
Mine won't let me read it while you're driving.
you just hit play.
Or
Yeah,
No,
just play,
it's
just
play,
hit
it's
play. Just hit play, it'll go back to your own, whatever you're running.
Does it-
Yeah, she'll talk to you, she'll read.
Oh,
the
it reads
message.
it to me.
Yeah, it reads it to you.
So you don't have to read it going
You know
down the
who it
road.
comes, they tell you who it came from and the whole message. So-
Really?
You have a,
Right, no, good points, good points. Yeah, we will definitely, in fact, with me, I'll send it out to everybody. I've never thought about that before. Usually when I leave, I put a message on my phone that says, hey, I'm out of the office, please call Mike Chavez, Mike Young, Scott.
right, but if you would send that on Samsara, then everybody, if you, yeah, like he said, one person, if I'm calling, you know you're out of the office, call these two.
Good, good. No,
If you read the message. Now that part's on the driver, that's not on you.
No, and that's what we're looking for. I mean, we're still adapting and growing, and there's growing pains, and that's one of them right there. All right, anything else?
We're done.
Huh? It's work time.
Yeah, we're done, go home.
Nothing else? Everything else is good?
All good, Russ.
Huh? No, tell us. I mean, if we don't know what's
What's with
affecting
the
you,
permits? I thought permits, we were getting them annually, and every time it expired, because
so your Arizona permit, you guys should get them every 30 days in your box, okay? And that's your responsibility to check that box. We'll pull them a little bit early, but check your box. Utah, if you're running Utah, we have guys that never go to Utah. So instead of spending the money to buy that permit, we don't buy it.
well, no, but if I'm running to Utah, I have a permit, so at the end of the year, it expired, or at the end of the year, it expires. I've gotten a Utah in my box, and I put it in my permit, but obviously that's not.
You gotta remind them to get your next Utah when it expires.
Well,
Because the only thing they keep on top of is Arizona. The
Yeah,
rest of it-
Arizona, we keep on top of. You'll get that every 30 days because this is our hub. Utah is an annual, right?
Yeah, it's an
Yeah, it's an annual. So,
So
so those who run Utah all the time will get that all the time. California, you don't need a permit, but this is one of the big things, guys. You run anything oversized over to California, you're not 14 feet off the back of your truck trailer. Pull your banners at the state line. Because we just had somebody get busted on that again.
What happened?
How about that?
So in California, you're not oversized for length unless you're over 1/3 of the length of your trailer from the kingpin to the center of the rear
I
axle.
thought it was 2/3 or 120 feet.
It's 14 feet. And if you have a 48-foot trailer, how long is that?
I thought,
14 is right.
I thought it was 2/3 or 120 feet.
So what's the fine, what's the?
So you can't go over 10 feet,
No, 14 feet.
14.
14 feet.
If you're over 14 feet off the back, then you need to run your oversized in California. If you're less than 14, no oversized signs in California. But you still keep your lights and your flag on that sucker. If you're out at CMC and you're not, and your load's dragging the ground, hey, don't drag it back here to fix it. I know it's a pain in the butt, and if you're not getting help, call me or Mike, and one of us will call out there to the new guy. It's not, Les is leaving, and there's a new guy, I can't remember his name, I think it's Brian. And we'll get him to jump on it. But we don't expect you guys to stay out there and get jacked around with that. But, you know, we've addressed problem after problem after problem with them, and it seems like they come and give us some good lip service, and then they're done.
So what's the ticket they're writing you for if you got banners on, but you're not actually oversized?
Not being oversized.
Not being an oversized, so you're violating the oversized permit rules in California. They are sticklers.
Yeah.
So what about the guys that are driving with their banners on all the time and they're empty?
As long as they're pulled.
I mean, they're twisted, but they're still
okay.
on.
If they're twisted, then it's non, you should remove them, huh?
I just asked because that seems like
I don't
extra.
care what the other guys do, because it's a different company.
Yeah.
But our CSA score is what I care about. And each one of you guys should, because that's what gives you the bypass. Some of the older guys here, remember when we got 2 alerts, what happened to our bypass?
Oh, it got turned off.
Man,
We got
put
it.
into every scale.
Yeah, everyone.
And so if our CSA score continues to climb, that's exactly what happens. And you guys suffer.
So, is that with the blinkies on top too? Because I see that a lot in California.
California, I don't know if they even,
Banners and blinkies. I don't know. why.
blinkies on top, I don't think they give a crap.
Okay.
But as far as the banner, they do. They do. So we got wrote up for it on an inspection.
And so that's what you're talking about, when you mentioned somebody got over 14 feet. We got pulled over and closed.
Yeah, there's only like 6 feet off the back with one of his banners.
That's just crazy.
So banners through Arizona, anything over 6 feet or 5'11", banner it up. Remember, you're 55 too in Arizona, and they're banging us hard on that. So let's get going.
Oh,
Yeah,
and watch the scale at CMC.
yeah. The scale at CMC is off.
Oh, big time.
And it doesn't split your weights. It doesn't tell you what your drivers are, what your steer is. The CMC scale. It's one solid scale, so they're just going to give you a net of everything.
Even if you try and axle it out, it's still jacked up. I went across I left CMC at 79.9. All my weights were good. I hit the Brigham City scale. I was 1,120 pounds over on my drives, and I didn't get fuel once.
Yeah, see, that's crazy.
I know that guy.
I've done that dance too with it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You think it's
And so John tells me, he goes, well, the scale can't be that freaking far off. Go to the next CAT scale. So I went to the CAT scale. The CAT scale was exact on the money as Brigham City.
Lance, wasn't you did the same thing? You axled out over there, then with the
You can't axle out of it.
well, you can kind of rough
No.
estimate.
No, because it goes uphill.
Because you're at an angle. So as a weighmaster, even, so
Well,
we
see, I always pull my drive up to the plate, right before the plate. That way, I get pretty much accurate on the steers, and then I pull it all the way up to the trailer and almost the plate to get my drive.
So that's how.
Still rewrite.
Hey, so that's how I did it, and then I started looking at the rest of the places we go to. Have you noticed most of the places we go to that like will let you, that want you to axle out, it's completely flat with the ground, like Newport, completely flat with the
Yeah,
ground.
listen, when we did weights, when I was with the troopers, and we used Haney scales, and they're about this thick, they're about a 1/4 inch. We'd slide them underneath. If we couldn't fit all the axles on them, what we were doing, we carried pieces of plywood. So you have to be, 1/4 inch.
It has to be level.
That's why these scales that ADOT uses, where it's a portable scale and you drive up onto it and then down the other side, the scale's going up I-17, everybody's going across it, right? No trucks left lane, everybody to the right, you blow across the scale, and it's a weigh in motion scale.
Yeah.
At the rest area.
ADOT's freaking out, and they're complaining, all these damn gas tankers are overloaded. If you're going up here, uphill, where's all your weight?
That's like
It's at the
Ehrenberg.
back of the trailer,
That's how I
right?
feel about coming in Ehrenberg.
Yeah.
You're coming down the hill, and then you're not only coming down the hill, but you're 65 miles an hour, and you're coming over the way of motion. I'm like, you're going downhill. It's going to throw.
Mhm.
Your weight's going to be off. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's a bad spot. Put the in motion.
Yeah. All right. So hey, these two guys right here, George is here today, so these two guys work their butts off to make sure that trucks are clean, trucks are stocked, which brings me to a good point. Scott has a bunch of milk crates out there for organization in your boxes. And we've actually got some good pictures of it. I don't think I have any pictures in here. Great place to put all your chains, is inside one of those milk crates. Then it doesn't get caught in, when you're trying to open up your box, don't get caught. So there's a ton of milk crates out there. Each one can have 2 milk crates, which will help you guys organize your boxes so you can get all the stuff in there.
What if you don't
Okay.
have,
Huh?
what if you only have
One, you only have one box?
Yeah, me too.
well, Peterbilt.
Well, I was having only
389s, we have the chain box.
And the
Can't
Oh.
put
and the
You
990.
can't put a,
yeah, 990.
Okay, full trailer.
Well, you guys are special, you guys are special.
wait a minute, how do we take that? Special, like special
Ed.
ed?
Ed.
Oh, come on, John.
All right, okay. One more thing before I get started. Anybody that wants to talk during the meeting, great. Raise your hand, we'll talk. But let's not have a bunch of chitter chatter amongst. Last meeting was kind of, it got out of hand. And so I want everybody to learn, and no question is a dumb question in here, guys, I swear to you. It might cause people to laugh, but everybody needs to learn and have the same, so ask your questions, man, that's where people learn. Everybody thinks that they know, like we went over strapping with a couple guys, and I've gone over different things with guys, and they're like, oh no, that's illegal. There's so much truck stop lawyer crap out there, it's out of hand. Like chains, can they cross and touch?
Yeah.
Yeah, all day long. There's no law against that. So there's certain things that I will dispel for you guys.
Hey, it was, excuse me, 220 on the trailers.
Huh?
220.
Oh, 220. I was off by it. All right, first place in the points is Deshaun Boxtel with 5460. Second place, Michael Terry, 5395. David Gorey, 5262. Any of these are very catchable, guys. Just because you're not one of the top 3 doesn't mean you can't surpass them. So, okay, so we'll get into our safety score. This is unsafe driving. So this handles all sorts of stuff like speeding, all sorts of stuff. So, as you can see, we're at 302 and we even dropped down to 293, which is pretty good. But we started climbing back up. So, please, 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 let's watch these things. And these are the things that get them to us. So we have 12 violations in the last 24 months of speeding. 6 failing to use the seatbelt.
What?
Yeah, gotta wear your seatbelt, guys. And tucking it under your arm is not counted as a seatbelt. It's a lap and shoulder belt, so it's gotta be worn over the shoulder. Failure to obey a traffic control device. Anybody want to gander on what this one is?
Running the scale.
Running the scale. Very
Oh, dang it. It said close though.
good. So when the sign says pull in and your tablet says follow road sign or pull in, you gotta pull in.
I got a question for you. What if the sign says truck must enter, but your tablet says okay to bypass?
Bypass.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm dead serious.
I'm just wondering.
Because everybody should know how to go onto their driveways. You enter into
Yeah.
the driveways. Up in the upper right-hand corners is that round circle. You touch that, and it brings up the very last command. So if they chase you down, you say, no, 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 officer. Hey, it told me to bypass. Look, whoop, whoop. And I mean, it's down to a gnat's behind on how close that works. So like if you're running over to Cali, it'll say on 8/21/2021 at this time, at this location, and then it shows the command given. There's no way anybody can dispute that.
All right.
Yes, Francisco.
I have one.
I was just wondering.
That's there. Well, they show me the greenbacks, right? The scale 2 miles and a mile,
Uh-huh.
and they come in the red little ball. Pull in if
Unless closed.
let's go. But the scale is open.
So pull
And
in.
it's, no, when I there, in the scale, they say it's closed. Because they full the trucks. They close it. So what do we do?
Follow that sign.
Well, no.
So if it tells you to pull in,
Uh-huh.
but the scale says all trucks bypass,
No, they don't say bypass, they close.
Like it says
The
closed,
sign and banning will say
sometimes it-
scales closed, do not enter, when they get full.
Right, but it gets backed up to that
Right,
tree.
and so, but sometimes our Samsara will say, pull in unless closed. You go by the sign, if it's closed, you just.
Yeah,
But-
if it says unless closed,
Remember that, my
and it
father?
says closed,
Hey, but if it's full and you're already in line,
You
don't,
cannot pull
don't
out.
leave that line. It's $800 and some dollars.
yeah, they watch that pretty hard.
All of, yeah.
All right, so California's all about getting money, so remember that. All right, so look, hey, we have 4 at speeding 15 or more, and 3 at 11 to 14. So,
Is that running construction zone or something?
no, that's California.
California?
California has jammed it in our hind end pretty hard. And then lane restriction, that's California most of the times, guys. All right, this we're doing really good in. Our crash indicator, even though we've been paying up the hind end on crashes, we actually are doing good with our on-road crashes. And I attribute this a lot to the cameras. We have seen a lot of stuff on the cameras that has really helped us out. We're going to go over some accidents that have happened this past month. Our hours of service compliance is starting to crawl up. So, does everybody know how to show a roadside inspector where their ELD materials are kept on your ELD? Everybody knows how to get to that, right?
Laminated piece of paper.
You can carry the laminated, or it's on your tablet. I mean, it's super easy to get to. You hit the cogwheel in the upper right-hand corner, and then you go to help, and then it pulls right up. If you're not signed in, it's right below your sign in, ELD and cap materials, so it's right there.
Signed in if you're good.
If you don't know how to do it, and you don't want to say anything, grab me afterwards. If you don't know how to transfer your logs, get with me afterwards, and we'll go over that.
I thought they were supposed to do all that.
No,
just
you have to.
You just have them tablet and.
No, they'll
No,
do
hey,
So there's 2 things with that.
To get in there.
It's easy. Give them the tablet and the laminated and tell them to figure it out.
No.
I just said that, he said no.
Then you
No,
get a
he said,
ticket.
you said, just give them the tablet and they have to figure it out. If you give them the tablet and the laminated,
No, it's not the way the law is written. The law is written that you have to carry that, the laminate or the in-cab materials.
Right.
In case you are incapacitated or deceased, so that they can get in there and gather the information.
Even though they know how to do most of them now, they still want.
well, I gave that guy in Utah the tablet and the laminated and was like, here you go. And he was like, cool, thanks. That's what he asked for. He said,
So,
Oh,
I
he
have
asked
one
for it.
question about that.
Yeah.
Why does it always ask if you have a PIN number when you try to send your,
So,
your roadside?
Because the
What's
PIN number, you
difference?
can bypass the PIN if you want.
Yeah,
If you're gonna hand it to them, so several times, if you guys get out to an area where there's no cell service, Utah, does, St. George, Scale doesn't have good cell service.
yeah.
So I've had him call me several times, hey, I've got Trenton Hill here, and he can't transfer his log, we don't have good cell service. Can you send it to me?
I'm out of the office.
You know what I say? Oh, I'm not in the office right now. But he's got his instruction sheet that's on the tablet if you want to look at it. So if they're going to look at it, what I want you to do is put in a PIN number. Because it blocks it. All they can see is the date and the past 7. That's it. If you hand it to them without blocking it, they can go through your entire tablet.
Oh,
So
okay.
remember the PIN though, because to get it back, you've got to do it out.
Oh, okay.
So you gotta create a
Huh?
PIN number?
How do you put the PIN number in?
You don't have to create it. You can go 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh,
Just remember what you put in.
Oh, so it's not asking for a PIN that you created, it's asking us to
Yeah,
create a PIN.
it's your PIN.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Your PIN. You guys can go 88888 or whatever you want.
666?
Yeah, 4. It's got to be. So any of those will work. All right. So hey, look, our first one, false record of duty status. Where do you think that is from?
PC.
Very good. PC. People lying about their PC. What is PC?
Anything you can do in Uber.
Protective custody.
Oh, I was thinking.
It's personal conveyance. Personal. So what's personal? Is it moving from the street into the shipper? Is that personal? No. Is it moving from the back of the truck lot up to the fuel island?
No.
No. Is it going to take a poop somewhere?
Yeah,
Yeah. Is it going to see a movie?
yeah.
Yeah. Is it going to go to Walmart to get food for your fridge? Absolutely. It's personal, man.
And you don't have to go back to where you started from either.
Nope, you don't. You can,
That's the biggest thing, I guess, it used to be like that, and everybody keeps still arguing, no, you have to go back to where you, I'm like,
Well,
no.
it used to be you had to go back to the same place you started from,
Right.
plus you couldn't have a trailer.
plus you couldn't be, no, it was a lady.
Lady.
It was lady.
Yeah.
So some in this, because, you know, these rules are in all 50 states throughout Canada and Mexico. Some of the roadside inspectors used to go, well, Layton is having a trailer. Layton is a load.
Yeah.
So listen, don't use PC for that. Our top drivers, those three guys you saw up here, I never get videos on them. I never see PC use by any of them. Am I?
I don't know, it's not me, it's somebody
No,
else.
it's somebody else.
It's one of the other two. I mean, I don't use PC because I just don't need the headache of it.
Yeah.
I use it if I need my.
So, and if you guys abuse your PC,
It's nice to use it when you gotta go to
the nice thing about Samsara is I can shut yours off and yours only off. And right now we have a driver on a 3-month suspension of PC. So if I find you abusing it, I shut it off. Because the first thing that they do when they walk in to do an audit, they ask for our PC report and our miles without hours report. So when Elizabeth is sending you guys these movements that you've done, when you haven't logged in, you need to accept those because it's going to burn us. And I'm not going to let one person burn down a company that employs 140.
So that brings me to the question about the day-to-day,
About what?
the exemption
What exemption?
for extending your clock 2 hours.
That's adverse driving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What,
So-
I mean, I've looked and looked and looked to try to find out what
So
the
adverse
conditions
driving-
you
hey, so-
qualify for.
So
Here's
what
the-
you can use,
Here's the easiest way to think of adverse driving. You come up to, you're going through Casa Grande, right?
Yeah,
You have to sit in Casa Grande for, let's say on the side of I-10 for 2 hours because of dust storm.
yep,
Extend your clock 2 hours.
yep,
LA traffic, not adverse. You knew it was happening.
okay.
yeah, an accident going down the road that stops you
Dead
and
stop.
holds you back, you can creep along, but you got to figure out how much time it took you. And then you have to put down, and you have to annotate it, put a remark, right? So what should you do? Let me tell you something, and I tell everybody this. The more you annotate, the more you write down of what actually occurred, the less the roadside inspector is going to talk to you about.
Accident, mile marker 122, put eastbound I-10.
Well,
Yeah.
you can like put so many letters.
So many
in.
characters, but the more you put, but hey, when we first started doing it, I had guys putting E, like all the way across the line. So if I had stopped that person, I'd be on, what's E? Well, I can't remember. Okay, false alarm.
Enough?
Yeah. So
What about,
the more you put down and explain, then you can use it. So what was that?
The question I have, I've used it because I've been sitting somewhere for 4 or 5 hours waiting to get out of there, and I still needed my drive clock to get where I need to
That's
go.
PC time.
That's
So
why
if they
I-
run you out, if a shipper or a receiver runs you out of time, you can PC 50 miles or to the nearest place where you can take a shower, potty, get some meat. That's my rule.
Don't hampers.
FMCSA rule says to the nearest place,
Unless you.
but
do
I'll
not
fight
know
tooth
what's-
and nail on that one. Huh?
I said, don't hampers unless you do not know what's going on. Like if it's a storm or something, shut you down for a little while.
Storm, we have sandstorm or dust storms during monsoon season.
snowstorms in the winter?
Snowstorms in the winter, that can affect you.
Right.
So, but remember, it's the maximum of 2 hours or to the closest place of rest.
Yeah.
So the only time you can further your load is if the shipper or receiver runs you out of time.
Runs you out. That means your 14-hour clock is done.
Completely gone.
Gone.
And then you're just PCing within the first 50 miles. or something.
Yeah, and you don't have to, you don't have to go, you can go in the direction of your,
You can go in the direction of where you're heading.
but you just can't be like, oh, there's a TA, I don't wanna go to that TA, I wanna go to the Loves, that's 30 more miles down the road. You can't do that, because it says the first available.
So, just some stuff.
So that adverse thing, how many times can we use it?
once
in
a
a
day.
day?
Once a
Hey,
week, once per 7
Depends on how many adverse events you get.
You just stepped aside. You just stepped out to get.
You got tired of listening to me. None of you guys can say that. So I wouldn't use it too often. Those are flags. I mean, when a roadside inspector or trooper stops you and he asks you to download your log, every time you stop or start or change your duty status, it drops a pin. Boink. And so he goes in and he brings up his map and he looks at your pinpoints. And he can see it on Google Maps, everywhere you've been, what you're doing. So if you put down, if you put down, you can sit down here, you can sit down there, I don't care where you sit. This kid seems nice. Dad. So just know that everything you do is pinned, man. They can see everything. And when they download it, what it does is it goes through a system and it checks for any irregularities in your log. And so it says, could have a 14-hour violation here, could have an 11-hour violation, could have this here, that here. Does everybody know how to take, so you switch trailers throughout the day. How do you get, I pulled up people's logs and I see like almost every trailer in our fleet on their log.
Even though you remove it from the
That's a
home
great-
screen, it's just.
How are you removing it?
I go in there and hit the X and remove trailer, add new trailer, but then at the
All
end.
you have to do is hit the X, and it should.
Yeah, but when you go sign your logs, you have, I had 3 trailers the other day, even though they weren't,
Yeah.
I haven't had them in 2 days, they were still showing up, so every day, I gotta go in there and delete
Restart on
them.
the tablet.
Just like the ships.
It pops every trailer loading shipping number that you had that week back up.
It does. It's a
Okay.
glitch. It'll
I'll-
put
I'll
a
get
trailer,
to
you
it.
drop
Yeah,
that
it's
on
like
there.
glitch.
Wait, hey, so these glitches, tell me about it.
You can
because
have shipping
I'll get on
numbers.
Samsara.
You can delete, change your shipping number every day, and then one day you'll get on your log, and you'll have you have all 4 of them back on there, and you're like,
Really?
and then like the other day, mine was kicking my trailer, it wasn't even showing the trailer on my
Okay,
log.
because we got wrote up for that the other day, so.
Well, I learned,
And John, you don't have to be the only one that can do Samsara. On the Samsara, there is a, at the bottom, I forget where I found it, but there is a place where you can add comments that go directly to Samsara, because I've commented probably 11 times, 12 times now, that the 7 and 3 does not fucking work, and they need to fix that shit. But I don't say it like that, but it just doesn't work. Oh, sorry.
Not just mine.
Sorry, but no, it just doesn't, hey, it doesn't work at all.
I know his dad knows about
Sorry.
it. Yes.
So the last company I was with, we had Samsara, and they said the reason why it does that is because you have to certify your log every night. If you don't certify it for 2 or 3 days, it's going to show up on all your logs. So you have to certify it every night for it to stay on that day.
I was
Even
just
though
gonna
Well,
point that out.
or what I would rather you guys do is certify it in the morning before you, as you get up, to start your next day, certify the previous.
That's what I was gonna say, how like, why
That's
would
what
you
I do.
certify it if you're, technically you're off duty or sleeper break, but why would you certify it before the end of 24 hours?
Yeah. You try to do it.
But, yeah, I mean, you need to start driving.
Because if something happened, you gotta move your truck, you get,
Yeah.
But you have to certify it in order for it to stay on that day, or else it's going to be calculated, adding all those trailers onto,
Okay. So once they certify it, should wipe it?
they should.
It does.
it's a
And
little
I've
bit easier
noticed you
than
have
some
to
of
go into the hours of service each day, and you can see which trailers you have, and you can actually subtract those too.
Before you hit the certify down at the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
if you just verify what's on there, you can remove what's not accurate and hit certify, then it'll store it after that point. I done this 3 times. I don't have that problem anymore. I did for months though, before I figured it out.
Alright. Let's see. So, record duty status, general, that's what they write up a lot of stuff that when the roadside inspector doesn't know. Fail to maintain ELD users manual, there it is, right there, guys. We've had 4 of those.
7 of those top ones were out of service violations too.
Oh yeah, false alarm, man. If you're concealing your hours,
How long are they down for, another 10 hours then?
you're down for 10.
What is that one there? Hold on. Driver failed to
Maintain,
manually
oh man.
add shipping document number? I never do that.
There you go.
What is that?
That's their load number, you gotta
That's
put
the
in,
load
you have the truck, the trailer.
Just like on a,
And then
Oh,
the share, you gotta put it line down.
yeah, you're shipping them.
Okay, I thought that was something else.
No.
I was like, I never
So
did
you're happy when we
that.
put, John, I don't put a shipping number, I put like, so like if I'm at CMC, I just put CMC rebar or Verco steel.
That's fine.
on
You
Nucor.
either have to put the shipping
Yeah,
number
put that line
or
right
the
there.
commodity
Yeah.
and shipper. So if you're picking up CMC rebar, you put CMC rebar. If you're picking up Verco decking, you put Verco decking. Or you can just put the shipping number. It's up to you. All right, so hey, our vehicle maintenance, doing decent. We're at 258. I'd like to see it come down a little bit more, but good. Pre-trips, post-trips. That's the other thing. Right underneath here, there's boxes and boxes of paper Devers, your driver vehicle examination report. No more coming in to tell Scott, and Scott and all his mechanics should be telling you this already, is no more coming in and going, hey, truck 177, the A, B, C, D, E, and F is wrong. Thanks, see you later. Because guess what? The
They
mechanic-
forget.
Yeah, he's gonna forget it. But if you write it up, it gets fixed.
Right,
Huh?
what do you think?
Put it on Scott's desk or give it to a mechanic. If none of them are here, I'm gonna get a mailbox for Scott. So there's a mailbox right back here, guys. All your roadside inspections go in that one. It's right there, right underneath the green sign. Just stick them in there. I don't have any of my paper log guys here. But that's where they put those. So roadside inspections go in there. When you turn it in with your regular paperwork, it goes up to the black hole on the second floor and disappears.
The black hole.
So, lights is our number one thing. Those go out when you're driving, I get that. But if you guys are doing your pre and post trips, we should catch the majority of them. Again, no defective lighting devices or retroreflective sheeting. That's gonna be the shop on the retroreflective sheeting, you guys.
That's the trailer, right?
Brake tubing and hose adequacy, that's crap dragging on, usually that's dragging on the catwalk. So, if you have rubber lines, the black rubber lines, make sure they have the spool wrapped around them. If you don't have them, then and you have the blue and red lines, inspect those. Because any discoloration in the red and blue is out of service. I mean, it's not even, it doesn't even have to be kink, discolored, and it's out of
When it
service.
turns pink, they'll write you up for it.
So, be careful. Windshield wipers. That's not your wipers, that's the fluid. So keep fluid in there for me, please. Our driver fitness, this doesn't have to do with how big
Question on those
your
hoses.
shed is.
On those hoses,
How many tacos should
I
I
mean, how come the truck comes in here for inspection, they see that discoloration, they don't change it?
So pilots.
You are, let's see, you're assuming that they check the hoses.
Well, if you see it discolored, I mean,
Yeah,
They should
but
change
you're
it, right?
assuming that they do.
They don't care. That's not on their.
The hard thing is to get, so I'll be dead honest, the hard thing is to get every driver there and every mechanic. There's some drivers out there that their trucks are freaking immaculate, 100%. We just had a driver, he'll remain nameless, that pulls his truck in here and he can't figure out why he's got no brakes. Then he accuses the mechanics of not putting the brake drum on. But the brake drum was still there. The big part of it on the outside, not where it bolts, was gone. And both of the rear brakes were cammed over. Down the middle. So he blew the drum apart. Faked his brakes, blew the drum apart.
Whose fault was that?
Driver.
That's not there.
If you feel a tug on your truck, you know, might be something. You guys drive every single day.
That's dynamite in your brakes and then some.
You know
The difference.
when, hey, that was weird. That's usually my truck doesn't do that. Also, for those of you with clutches, when your clutch gets up to the top and it's engaging right up here at the very tippy top, what does that mean?
Adjustment.
Out of adjustment, needs adjustment. So let's get on it before we have to send Chavo over to California to pick it up. All right, so Here's our driver fitness. We haven't had any of these violations here recently, so good. Our inspection score is at a 37, which is green. So when they pull up next to you or they run you at the scale house, our DOT number, it pops up, White Mountain Trucking, and we are in green. So it shows that we're a good company, we're doing things right. Yes.
Question, I forgot to ask you, my thing doesn't do the bypass no more on the screen. You know, it reads and it tells you even yours, just go.
Is your drive wires on? You gotta make sure the drive wires on.
I turned it off, turned it back on,
So
turned it off.
when you exit out of
Put it in the
it,
air, caught it.
listen, when you exit out of your driveways, you got the screen with the two boxes that say everything's good and green check marks. You go to the back arrow instead of the round one. The round circle in the middle, don't touch that, hit your back. Then it's gonna come up with three things. Log out, run in background, and something else. You'll wanna run it in the background all the time. And then that'll stay on. And if you want, I'll come out afterwards and we'll look at it. So, our ISS score is in good shape. We're doing good, so. And that's the score that gives us our bypass at the scale. Okay, here we go. So this is what we're talking about, guys.
Sorry.
Cost, the cost of a tarp set, whether it's 2-piece or 3-piece, is about $1,000. Bungee cords are not a form of securement, okay? So what's securing that ladder?
A bungee cord.
Yeah,
Gravity.
basically.
The edge protectors
And remember this, guys, you guys are like, you guys are open for inspection as you drive down the road. Everything's wide open, right? If you got this on the back, trooper drives by, or ADOT, or whoever, they drive by and they look over and they're like, there's an out of service. How easy is that? We don't want to give them the violations. So, then the other thing is we don't want this stuff falling through. How about this one?
That's cool.
Yeah.
Smart. You got a trip over that.
What the fuck do you need all
Well, they're
this
not
for?
going anywhere, there's a bunch of cords in there, but I see this.
That's gotta make the lovely bracket go
So
down.
this is illegal. That's out of service all day. Out of service. Put those in your boxes. If you don't have the crates, put those in your boxes. Stack 2 up, and then your chains will not get into where you turn them to where the top part, the triangle part, is facing out of your box, and then holds that area back like that, so you can still open your box with chains in there. This one's not as bad, but remember, use straps. Straps are in the reg book. Bungee cords are not in the reg book, so they're not rated, they're not aired. FMCSA doesn't even recognize it. We'll give you all the straps you need. Has anybody ever been in a company that gives you as much crap as we do?
No.
Just freely? So, here we go again. Here's this one. Another one.
Somebody was serious about that.
Yeah. I applaud whoever this is because they're trying to stay in shape a little bit. So, but we have the ladder back there. I don't know how we got that 4-inch strap to secure like that, but here we go. There's another good one. So this is just stuff. I mean, every day I'll walk through the yard once or twice and I just take pictures. All this stuff comes right here. Here's the cost. So this is our work order to repair one of those trucks. $800. Parts, and another $450 to tow it in. Here's what happens when you're out and away from the shop. $2,400. That doesn't include the tow bill, guys.
Do you have that too? Oh, thanks. Appreciate it.
So that's what it ended up coming out, 26 after everything was done to us.
6.
So if you choose to place items on the deck of your assigned truck, number one, you're going to get chewed on. And it does damage the airlines. You're going to sit on your own dime. No hotels, no layover pay, no nothing. If we as a company do not make money, you don't stay in business, do you? So we had a guy new guy, he hit a gate up in Sparks, Nevada. Anybody want to take a wild guess?
What was the
How much
most
gate
expensive gate in the world?
$25,000.
Holy, that's a good gate.
It actually ended up being $25,500 after everything was done. Not 3 weeks later,
You hit the same gate.
there's a truck pulling out of a truck stop, but he had already started his turn. Who is at fault? If you're turning,
Public.
what do? You yield, right? Well, he's like, I ain't yielding. Boom, just runs right into the side of the trailer. Another $5,000.
Same guy.
Same guy.
Well,
Two different accidents?
Two different accidents.
For 30 grand.
You're kidding.
Well, less than a month here.
wow.
What the heck?
Yeah, he's still him.
Who's driving?
My tolerance gets wiped out about that point. So, hey, so what can be used for securement? Orange strap, can we use those? Heck yes. These can be used to secure your load. Sharp edges or abrasive edges, use edge protection. Place your straps about every 8 feet. That's the way they like to see things done. Equally spaced. If you look in the out of service criteria, it says equally spaced. Okay? That's the way you get the best use. 2-inch strap. What can you use these for? Can you use them? Yeah. These can be used to help meet the number of straps. So you have to have so many straps for your length, right? And then you also have to have so much of the weight of your load restrained, right? How much of the weight of your load do you have to restrain? Half. So if you have a 40,000 pound load, you've got to have enough straps that equal how much? 20,000. If it goes from one side to the other side of the trailer, you get 100% of that strap. If it goes from the trailer side to the article of cargo, you get half of that strap. So just remember that, okay? 1-inch straps, what, can we use those? Yeah, what can we use them for? Securing your 4x4s underneath, or secure the tarp. But the tarp should be where?
In the box.
In your box. Except for the special fellows. Chains, can we use chains? Nope.
No.
That's where I'm starting to think you guys.
They're heavy. They're heavy to get away.
They're too heavy.
I think they're hurting something else
Trailer's right here.
Chains need to be used on all steel loads, I-beam, steel plate, rebar, Can-Am, Burco, chains, guys. Chains will stop loads.
Now, is that your rule or is that the law?
That's our rule.
Are you supposed to use chains on vertical?
Cross chain the front of a Burco.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
You could actually run them through.
And you can run them over.
And you can put them over.
You can use them for your belly chain.
And then tighten the hell out of it.
I don't know about all that.
Frank can do that.
Oh,
Binders. Listen, I fought hard to get all these
Oh, you went ratchet?
ratchet, yeah. Getting away from the snap binders. Number one, snap binders. Watch out, you're getting sucked away. Snap binders, we've had way too many accidents. The guy in California, who was training Eric Austin? Who was Eric Austin's trainer? Is he here?
Eric Olstein.
Remember?
what do you do?
Anyways, he got up on top of the trailer because his chain got caught on one of the wires. So instead of standing on the side and flipping the chain and getting it to come off, he gets up there and nobody was watching him, but what he does is he goes, Superman straight into the ground, face first.
Ooh.
He broke his orbital socket,
Bakersfield.
he broke his nose. He's still off milking our insurance.
That was a new
We're gonna
guy.
have to edit that one out too. He's not milking. Yeah, serious injury. So that's why we go with these. How many people have had the bar almost clean their clock? Snap binders, yes. If you use snap binders for any amount of time, dangerous.
I watched guys shoot this snap binder across the parking lot.
Yeah, or launch your bar.
And,
Yeah, I mean, they're just bad news.
What about, like I got a chain box on mine, and I pulled one of those out, don't work. It's so rusty in there. What do we?
Okay, so the proper way, carry these. So in my last job, I ran heavy haul, a heavy haul company, Empire Cat. All the heavy haul was under mine. So my guys, when they got done using their ratchet, you wind it back up so everything's inside. If you do that, they stay good. You might want to grab a can of WD-40 also if we can. And when you're here, you can use the WD-40 on them, or you can use Tri-Flow or whatever.
ATF or
PB blaster,
Yeah, automatic transmission fluid,
yeah, there's a lot of.
whatever you want. But, huh?
I just spray that on the threads and just wind it up.
Yeah, when it's out, spray it, wind it up. And after about 3 times or 4 times like that, they can stay out for quite a while without being
You can
sprayed.
even use that red, like the red sticky used for a fifth wheel, like the spray on stuff.
Yeah. So, these are good. Now you've got a chain and a binder. Make sure the rating on your binder is either equal to or more than your chain. So on your chains, we give you guys mostly the 3/8 inch, grade 7 chain. Okay, that's good for 6,600 pounds, okay? So your straps are 54, your chain is 66. Unless you got a binder that's only worth 5,000. Now that whole securement piece is now 5,000. Just remember that. So use these, look for your working load limit. These, what are those rated at, guys?
54.
5.
What?
The ones we buy are rated at 5.
How about the 50?
Stamped right on. Are you sure? Yeah.
Pretty sure mine's.
I've got 2 that are rated at 54 on my truck.
Yeah.
54?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're 5,400.
Mike,
Yeah.
did we buy different ones?
No, they should be 54.
This is gonna be like a contest and see what happens.
But I got a question about that though.
Yeah.
So if the strap, if the D-ring strap or whatever is rated for 54, that means, or we'll just call it 5,000. Does that mean the chain is now rated for 5,000? Okay.
Weakest link.
Alright, cool. Alright.
So this can be used to secure on your rebar. If you got the real wide rebar, but remember, one on each side pulling down. I don't know who it was I walked out with last week or the week before, but we walked out to his truck and he had the chain wrapped around. He teardropped it to one side and pulled on the other side.
The one side.
Guess what I was able to do underneath the entire thing?
Pull it up.
Wiggle the chain like that. You gotta pull from both sides, guys. All right. What do we see here?
Well, that's cool. Hook on the rubber.
Yeah, look. And is how much of it's on the freaking rubber rail?
Not very much.
It doesn't even look tight.
Yeah. Guys, please stop hooking to the freaking rub rails. If it wouldn't cost the company money, I'd go out and cut them. But he even saw, whoever did this load, saw that it was up because where did he hook his freaking strap?
Bungee cord unhooked it. That's what
That's
his
a great place.
excuse is.
Look, it's barely hanging on here.
No, it was in there and then the bungee cord pulled it out.
Yeah, here.
I just had a trailer where the lip under there, it's one of those new ones too.
Yeah, you're supposed to use the J-hooks.
And you put it on there,
The J-hook.
It should have that place.
There's a
those
track.
metal ones, it doesn't have it. It doesn't have it.
It
Did
should
you write it up?
No.
So you sent it to somebody else?
No, I still got the trailer. It's right here, leave me alone, man. No, I still got my load on it.
Go see what trailer it is.
But let me tell you what I did, okay? I ain't no pendejo. I went around and hit him down with a hammer as I tightened him. Get that down in there. It's not sticking out
But
like that.
technically, those East trailers say,
Because I had to do that.
well, the East trailer says do not hook the rub rail. So when you get pulled over, they're automatically going to put you out of service
No, I-
because you're hooked to the rub rail where it says do not hook the rub rail.
Guys, you see, you got that picture of the
That's
strap
a
right on the rubber?
strap. That's a strap, or not a strap. That's a bungee rail or a rub rail. It's not. Most of the trailers, it's not meant to be a securement point.
I know that.
And you know,
Okay.
that was probably.
So what else would you have done? Let's think through this, because you guys will get out there and you'll have trailers that don't have everything. What else would you do?
Go all the way to the frame
You
rail.
could run a chain, or you could go down to the frame rail,
Go all the way to the frame rail.
right? There's always a way to figure it out.
All
The
right.
two big beams running down there, you could always go to that. Hey, it's not up to them, we figured it out. That's right, hey. It's not up to them.
You can't use any part of the trailer as an anchor point other than the rubber, right?
Yeah, you should be able to go underneath, grab the I-beams that run underneath,
They just question because the strap could be potentially cut, being that far down, it's go down.
Huh?
How come you can use the chains?
Because the chains don't go around that little piece of rubber, they go around the welded. Okay, hey, let's keep going here. So, this is straight out of the federal rule book, right? What can we use? Steel strapping is a securement device that's still recognized. Chain, webbing, which is your synthetic webbing, and then a wire rope.
What's
That's-
steel, hey, what's steel,
Steel?
what's steel strapping?
That's the stuff that they wrap around your coils.
Coils with that black.
You could, if you had enough head, you could strap it to the trailer with that? Really?
Yeah, but you gotta carry the securement devices and different, it's ridiculous.
That's kind of funny.
Okay, so listen, hey guys, use the tie downs. Tie downs and securing devices must not contain knots. If you tie down, don't worry about repair, we don't repair them. Each tie down must be attached and secured in a manner that prevents it from becoming loose, unfastened, or opening, releasing while the vehicle's in transit. And then number 4, edge protection. Doesn't say if you want to, it says must be used whenever a tie down would be subject to abrasion or cutting at the point where it touches an article or cargo. Edge protection must resist against abrasion. Oh, this is a huge pet peeve of mine. So,
That's what we need done.
I don't mind you guys putting the wood on the landing gear, that's fine. But use the 1-inch straps, please. You only have to use one, tighten it up real tight. Please don't ever put them along the side of the trailer. Then we've had people stick them up, wood up in between the two I-beams. You know, that's the mystery wood that comes sailing out and kills people. So let's not do that. Here's a vertical load.
That was a perfect example of why we need that.
Yeah. Well, if you can convince Stephen and David, that'd be great. So, look at all the straps he's used. This is a very good job. Okay, steel plates, guys. There's a load out in the yard right now that I wasn't real happy with. Steel plates. So the front of the trailer is to the right. What is he missing?
Cross chain in the back.
No, the chain in the back. The chain in the back should be in the front, right? Our trucks don't take off fast enough to slide a load backwards.
I mean, he's got
He's got a bulkhead. He's got a bulkhead.
gunners built in the front.
Let me
What
tell you,
chain?
that's
You want the chain holding it down?
yeah.
Even though that's.
Yeah, you let that move, you let your load, how much does one of those plates weigh?
Hey, Barry.
5,000, 7,000 pounds? It starts to move, it's gonna carry on. So that's why you put what he's got on the back. So here's the back one. Perfect. I would say, you know, good job even on the back of it. You're not gonna slide it backwards so the chain can go straight over it. But good job. But the way he did the front stack in the back is the way he should have done the front stack in the
I
back.
passed a level 2 in Nevada with the way the front is, with the gunners in the front and the chain behind.
To me, passing and not passing is so subjective, it's not
Yeah.
fair. I wanna make sure you go
I
home.
just.
You've got a
assumed
family, right?
I've been
So
told.
one sort of cruise never will drive a truck again.
Yeah,
Because he took the easy way out.
yeah.
And that's what I don't want that.
So you're recommending cross channel like that in the front, and then still put your bulkhead in front of it, if you want.
Yeah, if you want, but I mean, if you cross chain it and get it tight, it has no way to move.
Yeah, you're right.
That initial movement is stopped, it's not gonna happen.
Even with
You guys have emergency brakes all the time, people do crazy stuff in front of you.
So regardless of its chain and bulkhead, it's still gonna have to go forward.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, how many times I see harsh braking?
And all day long.
Hey, and those 2 straps are alright? Just the 2 straps?
No, he has four securement things on there.
So even though you, because you're concerned the cross chains in the front.
I see
that's
the cross chains in the front, they're pushing down, keeps him from going side to side and forward. 2 straps and the same thing on the back, that's forward.
I can't tell. Are those X or did he go over
No,
the
they just
corner and
won't
come
forward.
back under? And tie it out.
Those are at, I believe those are at.
It looks like it might go over the corner and come back
But
around.
what he didn't do is he only used one, so on the front and back, he only used one round.
Okay.
Use two, triangle that, teardrop it from it.
There's two. Yeah, there's
On the middle chains, but not on the very front and back one.
The front head.
Oh, like, I'm back.
Here's another one. I mean, I love that he used chains, he grabbed it using two of the rounds. But what's gonna stop that from coming
Nothing.
forward if he dynamites his brakes?
Nothing.
And then, this is the other thing you guys gotta think about. I was gonna show a picture of it. The guy lost a load of these, came through his cab and sheared his feet off.
Whoa.
Yeah. These things weigh a lot, man. They start to go, nothing stops them. You know, we had one. All that rebar came through. The steering wheel in his truck was pushed down.
Oh, the steel beam?
Yeah, no, his body. He was impelled around that. And until you heard him squeal like he was, that'll stick with me to where some of the crap I saw at DPS has stuck with me. So, proper. Okay, this you go home every time. Okay, Can-Ams. Got a chain as much as you can. When you get out to Can-Am, chain the bottom fast. And then chain over the top of grab the bottom of the second row and the top of the first, and chain that down as best you can. Chain from it sliding forward. A lot of guys will chain pulling it from the back. They'll wrap it around and come up. You don't need to pull forward. We're never going to lose a load off the back. Unless for some reason you guys flip the truck over. You pull an Able and try to jump a bridge in Texas. So this is real good. Edge protection. Teardropped his chains.
Oh, yeah.
Went over. He just friggin'
I remember that. No,
really
that's
did
not-
good. Here's three separate levels. But he went after each level real well. Good job. Flags and lights. If it sticks over the back of your trailer, flags and lights. In Arizona, 5'11" or more, put on your banners. Okay, if you guys don't have a tape measure, please go out and buy one. I might be able to buy them for the entire company. We're going to try. Oversized banners has to be on. If you guys got oversized 5, right?
John, can I cover my license plate with the banners?
Nope.
I gotta show those at all times.
Yep. Yeah.
You know what the next one? Just a question.
Yeah.
I've never heard anybody say anything.
You're lucky.
Hey, so the bungee into the mud flap is that's
I know
the
Oregon.
way to do it?
For covering everything.
If it stays on it, man,
Alright.
There's mine to say.
The bungee cord curls the bump up end, and then it's apparently a DOT violation because then your bump up has to do the bump up.
I don't know that I would secure it like that, but
I was just wondering. That was like,
I don't know where this picture was taken.
I mean, it's headed.
It's like our old yard, 35th Ave.
Does it?
Yeah.
I've seen one guy that
Yeah,
did that.
actually,
yeah, that's the
DOT bumper. The inside bungee you can't see is hooked on the DOT
All right,
bumper.
good. Tier strapping. So let's talk about tier strapping. How many tiers are on this load? 4 tiers. What does the law say?
Anything over 2, right?
Anything over 2, you got a tier strap, right? Yes.
Right.
So you go up 2, throw it through. Go over the top. Just go down, like 8 feet. Boop, 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 just like that, and you'll get it done right. On these vertical loads, I'd like to see you guys cross-chain the front, please. Again, did a good job
Sometimes
here.
it's not easy to cross-chain the front the way they put them on there.
Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's hard. I'll give you that. Again, tier strapping.
protector.
So, in the front we have 4, right? So you go up, go through the 2, and over the top. Then as you move back, you get 5. Where do you go through on 5?
3 and 5.
3 and 5. Very good. If there's 7, where do you go through?
4.
4 and over 7. Very good. You always go up 1. So on an odd number, you go up. So there's not a halfway point, right? So again, good, good, good. You don't want all of it to be bad.
That's a nice section. Why would he go in the middle of
Whatever you got that.
Okay, good or bad?
Bad.
Yeah. Where's the tear strapping? He's got one chain there, not too bad.
No, that's right. Because there's a chain up in the front.
How about this one?
Kind of.
Not enough secure.
Yeah.
That guy doesn't wanna go home.
So
He wants
please,
to make sure nobody else does one.
I mean, you guys run tons of miles and nothing ever happens. It's the one time that it happens. And we care more about you than our equipment, our trucks. I mean, that's why we push this so hard.
Now you need, yeah.
Where's the edge protection?
That's true.
In this truck, yeah.
And the truck at home.
In this truck. Why couldn't he use chain on this?
You know how?
If he's too short, put the chain over the top.
It's hot.
It's all, I mean, I hate to say it, but if this is too much to do it right, maybe you need to be driving a box or a
Well, the
reach.
straps are fine, but he needs cross check in front at least.
Put two chains around there.
Nice chain. That's a wrap it up.
It's missing the securement.
Some of those you can't do to your.
Okay, the push out, you're fine.
Because the gunners is in the way of the plate, that's the way they're stacked. You can't, until you have to come up one.
That's fine.
Is it spear striping?
I mean, but you need to point that out to the roadside inspector.
And then like somebody asked me like, okay, they use the D-ring strap, is how to change it? I personally like to do that, especially on those loads, because you can crank the chains and get them tight. You can get them tighter than the snap binders and the ratchet binders. And they don't walk loose like the ratchet binders do, or the snaps.
So ratchet binder don't walk loose.
Well, if the product, when it settles going down the road, it walks, it
Well,
changes.
that's why you're supposed to stop. How soon after loading?
But when you.
Wait. How soon after we load do you have to stop?
50 miles.
50 miles. Well, and then how often after that?
2 hours.
So I don't want to hear that it settles. After the first 2 stops, your load's done settling, guys. But you still need to stop and check it. What's missing?
Tear.
Yeah,
In the middle. But it's all banded together.
doesn't matter.
No, what you do is you do the ends. I've done that.
Okay. How long are these? 12 foot.
They're 12 foot.
How many straps does he need? 12 feet. Is it up against the header board?
You need 3 on the top.
Yeah.
Hey, can I find my case?
No.
Okay.
Nobody would have known it was you until
Oh,
you spoke up.
Hey, no, Terry knows this too. Michael Terry knows this too. The step decks only have 4 up top. So what are you supposed to do?
Okay.
So yeah,
Wait.
That's what we just talked about. This
Strap.
2-inch strap, right?
You use a 4-inch ratchet binder.
You
We
can
don't
use a
have
2-inch.
one.
Why couldn't you use a 2-inch?
but here's the thing.
What stops it? Do you have, then you have the amount of straps, right?
But here's the thing they could have done. On the bottom, taking one more strap from the back and throwing it at the bottom deck and tied down the bottom of the deck, and then you still have your.
I used all the binders on the bottom.
No.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
What's that one going over
There's
here?
there's just one, and that's to hold those fucking things.
Right, but you could use the 2-inch strap to strap that up to it.
Yeah.
And then throw it over.
Okay, so I can
You'd be
use
good.
one. I
There's
have one
always
extra.
a way, guys. There's always a way to figure it out.
When I came to the yard, and
You did.
I asked you about it.
Hey, what else is wrong?
What's wrong?
Who can catch it?
Oh, it's to the rubber rail.
Well, that's the only way you can hook on those on step deck.
That's the only way. We don't have J
Yes.
hooks. We don't have J hooks for them.
No, 2000 has all the deck plates in the toolbox, but 2002 has no deck plates, and I think 2001 might have a couple.
Now, so that's 2000. Me and Scott and John went around that whole trailer.
Then
There-
somebody cleaned it out. the
There
last
is no
time I
deck
had
plates,
it.
but I wrote it up. So Scott said he's gonna be
Good
getting
man.
more
Then
deck
you
plates.
can't do it anyway because the track's inside where the pipe's sitting. The pipe's sitting on top of the.
No, you can flip them backwards.
Not on that, it doesn't bite on those that well.
Oh, well,
You can do it backwards. It should hold.
It'll
You
work.
know how heavy, there, you know how heavy our trucks are with the step deck?
I pulled it.
We're 32.7 with the step deck.
Okay,
For
That
those
was-
guys hauling
I pulled
scrap.
it.
listen.
I pulled it.
For those guys hauling scrap and a lot of the, you know, there's no anchor points, if they go through the state pockets to use as an anchor point for the guys hauling the scrap.
So it depends on the, so those east trailers are designed, it's not a rug rail. The state pocket is designed right into the trailer itself. This pulled into the yard. David calls me on the phone. Are you effing kidding me? You go out there.
Oh, shit. Just noticed that rotating on
Yeah.
Oh, he's got a foot sticking out, like,
there.
What's the word of that front door by for?
Wonder where the other boys are along the highway?
Yeah. And then we have a bungee cord and,
Duct tape.
yeah. I mean, serious.
Spit glue.
This is what ruins companies. That board falls off. Some mom's driving down the road in her minivan with the 3 kids, and that board goes, toosh, kills her. We all looking for a job, then boards. There we go. Light flag. That's not 6 feet. That's exactly the way our policy is.
And there's the other one you already in.
Yeah.
They have the corner flags?
Aren't the flags supposed to be at the end?
Really?
Yeah, you get after.
Oh, okay. They're just gonna ask me for. So we can have, so we can put new corner flags on.
One of the flags.
Sure, flags, I do corner.
Yeah. I don't care what they say on them, so long as they're on.
They don't even have to be red, you could have orange, you could have, go buy your own.
I like how new those look. I
Here
don't know
comes
about
the
anybody
next
else,
thing
my
company
flags
I
don't
seen
look like
with
that
one
after the
flag
first
sitting
trip.
right in the middle of it.
60 or 70 miles ago with
How
that.
big do your flags have to be?
8 inches?
Huh?
16.
No?
What? How big?
18 by 18.
Or the 18.
Has to be red or fluorescent orange.
I seen a guy hit one of the construction site and he stuck it right in the middle of the rebar and was going down the road with it. That's all he had on there. I'm like, okay.
Hold your airlines up, guys. So the mud flap that sticks up on top of the quarter fender tends to tear them up. So if you hold them up, then you're good. There's some violations. So this is a violation for what?
Speeding.
Speeding, but why is he speeding?
6.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
over
Arizona,
lane.
he's
Over
55.
lane. Over 6.
Oversized, right?
Yeah.
And then, what do you need to be checking on your pre-trips and post-trips? Know when your annual's up, okay? The shop should be catching it, but that's your baby. Look at this one. This is a charm.
Wow.
And this guy tells me, I said, you need to come to safety meeting. Oh, it's too far to drive. Really?
That's one ticket?
That's one report
And he was out of service too.
to the same guy.
Good job, Peter.
Hey, I can explain.
So he didn't know how to do jack crap on his ELD. He drives into the inspection with a flat tire.
Cigarette in his
His
mouth.
front left low beam, you know, and all this stuff went out when he was driving. We checked it in the morning.
Oh, he's in with a monitor too.
It just went out. Here's another one.
30 miles.
Totally unsecured.
What was?
Wow.
Flat box of, or a flat stone box.
resting on top of the box was unsecured.
At all.
Wow.
Slanting up there, huh?
So a lot of these guys will call me, all my old friends will call me and they'll be like, oh my gosh.
Are these?
Who's training these
These
guys?
are our.
So, this is something that happened in Texas, David wanted me to put in here.
Oh, that was
Guys
just
parked
the
off the side of the road, somebody's driving along, kind of like exactly what happened to one of our drivers, Chris Childs. Guy runs into the back of his truck, he's got a load of rebar on the back and impels the driver of the car and kills him.
That was.
Chris, our driver, was over in California laying in his bunk sleeping and he gets thrown out onto the dashboard of his truck. He was 30 feet off to the side when the guy just
Now, something like that, John, does that go on the driver, or is that
Depends on where you're parked, man.
Gotcha.
According to the story, he was well off the road.
Yeah.
and
This guy, I think, will come.
He was
Hey.
waiting to get to deliver, because I read the story in
Yeah.
a piece of paper.
We get sued over everything. You know why we get sued? Insurance. How much insurance are you required to carry on your car? Just normal insurance?
Liability,
30,000.
yeah,
State minimum. You know what our minimum is?
750,000.
750,000. So if you're an ambulance chasing piece of crap lawyer, where do you think you're gonna go after?
And aren't they trying to
Jump
raise it?
change?
Aren't they trying to raise it?
Or
Yeah.
millions? Yeah.
As long as we have the invisible sign above our truck that says free money, do something stupid.
All right, ready for some videos? These are actual videos out of our trucks, guys.
Woohoo, story
Did you
time.
put the one?
Is that mine?
Okay, why are you not slowing down?
Whoa.
Nice. That's I-10 for you. I think you got paperwork on the dash too.
These drivers are very aggressive though. I'll tell you.
Wanted to see how many occupants were.
It's easy, taking right down the drive.
You couldn't tell what fly was on the back window. So this guy got into a lot of trouble. In fact, if he does anything else, he'll be done. Again, why do that?
So why did
That was
you?
100% pull in front of me, mother effort, and I'm gonna show you what'll happen, right? Am I right or wrong?
Yeah. And then he
You
backed
don't
away
mess
off.
with my big truck, you son of a biscuit eater. I'll run you over.
It's a big truck though, John, it's not like you can stop the thing real easy and slow down. I'll tell you that, sometimes it tears your heart out of your chest.
I've driven since 1980.
Why did he go from 75 to 60?
I don't want to hear none of this shit, guys. That's some happy horse crap right there. Here we go.
That bug though.
What the?
What in the fuck?
Shut the front door.
Okay, see where it rocks right there? Guess what stopped the truck from moving?
Rebar.
No,
The
no,
The pole.
huh? No, he didn't hit the pole.
Another car?
His ratchets on his trailer dug into the tires and stopped the truck. That's why the sudden stop.
Where was that at?
I don't know. Please don't make U-turns like this. Number one, spread axles aren't designed for that. Number two, we ate 2 drive tires. Drive tires are expensive. If you miss your spot, go down block, block, block. That's the result. These are all tires, pictures of tires that got eaten up by, and I can't remember, what's the older mechanic? Is it
Manny?
You got,
Are you talking about Manny?
Yeah.
Man's the old
Yeah,
guy?
he spends half of his day,
Fixing
probably
tires.
3 times a week, fixing ratchet binders that are being crushed. Please. Okay, here we go. Now watch the front end of this truck. Because this is what happens when you're not paying attention. And what happens to your back tires when the front end of your truck does this. That hopping, that's flat spots.
That's one of our 990s.
Yeah. I apologize.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That wasn't me.
Yeah.
Standard.
Okay. This is our latest accident.
This was a good
Looks like California.
The driver, when I showed this to Steven, he came in, well, I actually downloaded it, and I was on the phone with the driver trying to gather more information. And Steven walks into my office, he's laughing, because I got it's the best damn video I've ever seen.
That's on 91.
So I had to pull the video up and watch it. We're being sued already. This happened less than a week ago, and we're already under our lawsuit. So, this is what you gotta watch out for in LA traffic.
No, I have in front of me. Like, I'm not even, I could stop it whenever I will.
They did it on purpose.
No, the driver never saw him. I'm not showing you the inside view because I don't want to give up the driver.
He still doesn't realize?
Right here, he kind of grabs the steering wheel, he's like, oh, shoot, and he's looking out the window, you can see him.
Oh my God. He's still forward. What's he doing?
Right now, he's like, he's just driving along. And about right now, he tries to put his pin up on the dash and he's like, oh shit! You see, or oh crap. You
But
see,
that's an automatic.
Look at the car beside you.
yeah, the lady besides like, hey! So,
That happened in.
he's doing this. That's on the 91.
That's a 91, yeah.
But John, wouldn't that be the four-wheeler's fault though?
So the four-wheelers, so in California, it says, you shall not move your vehicle from a lane of travel, moving straight forward, unless, number one, you signal your intent, and it is clear to the point of not having the other driver have to make any adjustments. But our insurance calls me and they say, John, because I'm putting together my case and I'm sending it to them because I know what they're doing. They've already hired an accident reconstructionist. I had to download all of his logs and get all this, that, and the other. They said, even if you're 98% wrong in California, you can still sue. Wow. If he doesn't have insurance, he can still sue. The driver did not have a clue that he was there. The only thing that should have sparked in his mind was when he starts to take off and then they meet like this. And at one point he's like, he has to grab the steering wheel like, oh, I'm not sure you can't. But he was kind of,
That's it.
he's looking straight forward and off he goes. He was fully loaded, so.
That's an automatic too, so I'm surprised it was even able to.
Yeah, so I don't know. Anyways,
I've always wanted to
this
do that.
is a golden one.
Right?
When you guys get out of your truck, no driver in this truck, by the way, folks.
This one of
He
ours.
went to go take a shower.
Is this our truck?
Yeah.
Hey, look what's happening.
No way.
Oh, this is the recent accident.
What? Wait, what?
Watch that, watch. So right before impact, it'll say 5 miles an hour, but watch how far it shoves this truck. Both trucks. Hoods, radiators, which radiators are all on back order right now. We had to go clear to San Antonio to get this.
So
No
did he just-
driver,
did
no
he
driver
just-
in that truck.
Did he just forget to pull the brakes or what? Like,
He gets down inside the truck stop and watch out.
That's the problem with the automatics too. You get some police attention.
Hey, in all seriousness, thank you guys for being here today. It shows devotion, and I appreciate it. And your devotion to White Mountain. We wouldn't be a company without each one of you guys. We appreciate each one of you. Please be safe, be happy. Let's keep rolling.
Everybody sign in?
If anybody needs anything from me, get with me now.
Leave it alone.
I'm gone.